Dear students, today we are going to deal with an interesting short story from the first unit, The Flights of Freedom. The prominent Bengali writer Asha Purnadevi has written this touching story named Matchbox. The story shows how women are trapped by the socio-cultural taboos, and it is a vivid record of a feminist struggle for empowerment. The story portrays women's life under patriarchy in the mid-20th century. Children, are you familiar with the word patriarchy? It is a society in which power is held by men. In other words, male-dominated society. The story is originally written in Bengali, and we have to study the English translation by Prasenjit Gupta. Before going to the story, let's have a quick look at the author. Asha Purnadevi is a prominent Bengali novelist and poet who won Gyanpith Award, the highest literary award in India, for her outstanding contribution towards literature. She was able to render the voice of an entire culture and most abiding traditions with great insight. Her writings marked a strong protest against the inequality and injustice rooted in gender discrimination. Let's go through the inspiring quotation given as an introduction to the story. There are two ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. We are given two options to spread light. First one is be the candle and emit light. And the second option is be the mirror that reflects light. Here, light refers to any positive aspect of life, be it knowledge, kindness, or even love. We can always spread this positivity of life around us. We have to understand two facts. First one, thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle. Second one, a good mirror can multiply the capabilities of a small candle. This is very true of our roles in society. Only a strong person can act as a mirror to support and encourage another individual. Here, our dream goal is women empowerment. Women themselves should come forward and work for their liberation. The best thing women can aspire is that they can support each other and thus achieve empowerment. Look at the title of the story, Matchbox. At the very outset, Asha Purnadevi makes a statement that she always compares women to matchboxes. The small amount of gunpowder at the tip of a matchstick signifies the potential of a woman. Both women and matchboxes are meek and innocent, that is, quiet and harmless, and so kept carelessly around. But both have great potentials to explode and destruct the whole area. Here, the author makes a reference to the episode of burning the city of Lanka, the kingdom of Ravana, by the mighty Hanuman, as described in the epic Ramayana. Lanka here stands for the arrogant, male-dominated patriarchal society. Ashapurna Devi reminds us that women have the power to burn 100 Lankas if they are insulted and infuriated. The author tells us this story as an example to prove this point. She invites us to witness an episode in the life of a married couple, Nomita and Ajit. Her style is so compelling and captivating that the readers are curious to watch the whole episode. She gives even the minute details so that we can create visuals in our mind and enjoy it like watching a movie. So children, are you ready for this story? Wait a minute. Let me give you an idea about the setting of the story. The time is roughly 1940s. The story is set in a 3-storied house in a small village in Bengal. It is a big joint family with 26 members. Our central character, Nomita, is a typical Indian housewife. She comes from a very poor family. But she is very pretty, and that is how she got married off to this rich joint family. Let's see what happens over there. Children, listen. It was a Sunday morning. The washerman has come and is waiting. Moments before handing over a heap of Ajit's dirty clothes to the washerman, Nomita goes through the pockets one last time and discovers the letter. A twisted, crumpled envelope with its mouth torn, and on the envelope, Nomita's name. A flame goes up, doping all Nomita's nerves and veins. She drops the clothes in her hand and sits on the bed to open the letter. The first thing she looks at is the date. Going by the date, the letter must have come about 3 days earlier. She turns over the envelope and matches the postmark to the date. That too bears the same witness. Yes, the letter came 3 days ago. Ajit has opened it and read it, then crumbled it and twisted it and dropped it into his pocket and left it there. Hasn't felt the need to mention it even once to Nomita. The flame that had gone up dope now burns steadily, hissing, sounding its note on each of her mind's strings. In the initial part of the story, the central character and the main problem which creates tension and anger is presented to us. Yes, the arrival of the letter addressed to Nomita creates tension. The reason is that the letter came a few days back and it was not given to Nomita. Her husband Ajit not even mentioned about it. To make the situation worse, he opened the letter, read the content, and then twisted and crumpled that letter and pushed it into his pocket. Nomita gets this letter when she checks his dress's pocket before handing over it to the washerman. Children, I want you to note that crumpled letter. The whole story revolves around this letter. I have got a question for you. Do you consider this as a serious issue? Imagine that you are Nomita. A letter which is addressed to you is not given to you by your husband. He reads it and then crumples it and pushes it into his pocket, and you accidentally find it out from his pocket. How will you respond? Yes, now you felt the seriousness of the issue. Okay? The incident very well reveals the unhealthy relationship between the husband and wife. The crumbled letter denotes the insults, humiliation, and suppression Nomita had to face in her husband's family. Ajit has got no respect for her. That is why he didn't bother to give that letter to Nomita. What should Ajit do when he gets that letter? Think for a while. I feel when a letter comes, it must be opened by the person to whom it is addressed. It is always good that you share the details with your partner. Love, trust, and mutual respect are the bedrock of a solid married life. When the story Matchbox proceeds, we come to know that these elements are missing in the life of Ajit and Nomita. Children, we'll continue the rest in the next part. Till then, goodbye.